Hello. So in here, this floor, I'm going to paint it, and I've looked at various types of paint to put on this floor, and I'm going to stick with farrow&ball. There were other companies that were cheaper, but I just know from experience, cheap paint often doesn't do the job, and especially on a floor, you can't risk that it's not going to do its actual job, and it will just flake off or scratch off really easily. So I'm going to stick with farrow&ball, which is going to arrive in the next day or two. And as my primer undercoat, I don't use farrow&ball, I use my good old Zinsser, just because it's an etching primer rather than just a primer. This Zinsser will etch itself onto the floor, so I'm not going to have to excessively rub this old floor down, because this job is about an 8 out of 10 grade, and so to save on all that labour of rubbing all this down just to get a key, I'm just going to put the Zinsser on, which will key itself onto the floor using its funny little etching process. It will save an awful lot of time because it's literally a 4-bedroom, 2-reception house on 3 floors. That's a lot of sanding, literally just to get a key, because these floorboards are actually in fairly good condition. There's a few dots of paint, but once this has had 2 coats of Zinsser and 2 top coats, you won't see those little splatters, even if they are slightly raised. So I'm saving time by not sanding, because that's one process I can cut out. I can't cut out priming, definitely not. Can't really cut out undercoating. That's the so I use the Zinsser as my second coat. So the first coat is the primer, second coat counts as the undercoat, and then the next coat will be floor paint, and it'll take 2 coats of that. So I could just put 1 primer and 2 top coats of floor paint, because the first coat will act as the undercoat, but given that this is a bare floor, that means just 3 coats of paint, so I'd rather not risk it. Cut corners where I know I can get away with it and I'll still get a super duper finish. So that's not sanding and using etching primer, but I'm not going to skimp on my coats of paint. And over there, you might remember from a previous video, that little bit of cement, whoops, I'm a bit wobbly now because I'm standing up, that I've just made some little grooves in. So when that's painted, that will look like floorboards. And again, that was to save time, not having to dig out that little cement hearth, find some old floorboards, put them in there. So I just literally made some grooves using an angle grinder. So, and the thing I didn't tell you, that Zinsser has been tinted to a grey colour. Now I could have done that myself, but I didn't. I bought this paint online at Trade First, and they do it in a few various tinted colours. So I went for grey, because the floor is going to be farrow&ball black blue. So putting on a white undercoat and primer, that would have just made the top coats even harder to apply. So I've just tinted my Zinsser. And by tinting it, doesn't even affect the drying time. It's still going to dry super fast. Oh, I'm going to get cracking. Okay, and there's my roller. So I'm literally going to put the Zinsser on with a brush around the edges and roller the main part of the floor. Okay, bye.